Hello, I'm Lisa Hall, and I have prepared this video cast on assignment 4, Race, Equity, Gender, Access, and Class. I have watched two videos, the first of which is done by Stanley McChrystal, General Stanley McChrystal, and he does an analogy of leadership to that of a gardener.
I grew up with the theory that a good leader is a heroic leader, like a general on a battlefield that can see his forces. And really the analogy that was most comfortable was a chess master. And a chess master is operating on a battlefield of 64 squares, has 16 chess pieces against an enemy. But what if that enemy, that other opponent, and the other chess master isn't one person, but all the 16 pieces could think for themselves, coordinate between themselves, talk, and move whenever they wanted? Suddenly the heroic leader, there's no way you could process information, make decisions, and deal with that. What if it's not 16, what if it's 16,000 or 16 million? And I became convinced that what leaders really do is they can't try to be the brain of the organization. They've got to let the organization be that. And I think of a garden. The plants actually grow the product, the flowers or the vegetables. The gardener creates an ecosystem, goes out, prepares the soil, puts in seeds, weeds, tends, makes sure, and harvests. But the plants really do the work. So the key thing is creating that ecosystem so the organization can flourish.
So as you can see here in video 1, General McChrystal discusses how involved leadership can be when it's with more than just a normal or what we are commonly used to having as a group of persons. And he's talking about thousands of people. Often the people that he works with come from different regions of the world, and they have different outlooks, backgrounds, and talents. So General McChrystal is making an analogy of a leader as a garden, that the different people in an organization are as different as all the different plants that we have here on Earth, different flowers, different vegetables, so forth. And that just as there are endless types of plants and they have different requirements, so do the people that we work with. And the general's point here is that good leaders, just like good gardeners, are not there to do all the work, to be the only brain, but instead to create the optimum environment, to prepare the soil or the workplace properly, and then water and light are given to the workers or to the plants in order to stimulate them to do their best and to reach their full potential. So my second video has a lady, Ricky Nowak, and she is the chairman of Ricky Nowak Leadership, and she's going to share her thoughts on diversity and the problems that leaders face today as we get more and more diverse workplaces.
Whether leaders are working in Melbourne or Madrid or Sydney or Stockholm, many leaders face similar challenges that seem to override geographical boundaries. Let me tell you why. Diversity is probably the one thing that's making up most of the challenges for people today. And the diversity issues are concerning themselves with things around gender orientation, around ageism, around culture, around value, and around disability. And absolutely understanding the intrinsic nuances between each one of them and what it means for different people seem to be challenging not only leaders in business but managers in business and staff to each other, for there's a genuine lack of real understanding and appreciation of the great divide when it comes to diversity. So the more educated people will be around these areas such as gender orientation, ageism, culture, values, beliefs and disability will enhance people's opportunity to work effectively and productively together. The second greatest challenge, I believe, is how to keep people engaged and how to create engaging workplaces. And from an HR perspective, it's often about the statistics and the strategies that are going to keep people engaged so they effectively impact on the bottom line. But from a people perspective in the workplace, it's things such as job satisfaction, it's about being acknowledged for the work they do, about the contribution they make, and it's about being validated and understand the context of their work and how it actually fits into the big picture. They seem to me to be the most important areas of diversity and challenge that we need to be focusing on today. So looking at the personal and professional drivers for individuals as well as the organisation.
So, as Mrs. Nowak states, today's workplace is full of people from all walks of life, different cultures, not just genders and ages, but also disabilities. And all of these things leaders have to be properly educated on in order to address them and have them all be included. She finds that in order to keep workers engaged, they are either involved in work and they find it to be personally satisfying, or it is a combination of the job satisfaction due to being acknowledged or feeling that they are truly needed or validated, that their voices are heard, and that their work is fitting into a larger picture that's helping to accomplish a goal for success. As far as